We turn back the pendulum once again in this week's Bleach Chapter 529, Everything But the Rain 2. This better not become the next decider, I swear to God. So we're back with Renji and Uetsu, who explains how every Shinigami ever has had an Asauchi and none have awakened their Zanpakuto without one, which is a clear shot at Ichigo because he says that he must find where his soul really is. Back to the part we actually care about, Isshin's flashback continues as Rangiku is running around the Squad 10 barracks looking for her captain. She finds him, and it turns out to be none other than Isshin Shiba. Another prediction a lot of us made, but pretty nice reveal. The two have some funny back and forth dialogue, and we end up back at the 10th Division headquarters to be greeted by their third seat, Hitsugaya. He begins to give Isshin a report about how several Shinigami have died the last 3 months in a city they've all been in charge of. Isshin decides to go investigate the situation and leaves Rangiku and Toshiro behind because at their current level, they'd only be a nuisance. Cut to a familiar-looking crew talking about their plans of holification. Gin, Tozen, and Aizen are attempting to lure out Shinji and the other visors to test their experiment and have everything go just as planned. Really like this chapter a lot. There's no action, but I thought it was great to see Isshin interacting with his former division. His relationship with Rangiku and Toshiro was too funny, and I enjoyed seeing Hitsugaya as only a third seat being bossed around and messed with by Matsumoto. But it does surprise me that these two were so close to Isshin and never developed a connection to Ichigo. The closest they ever were was back at the beginning of the Arrancar arc, and they hardly saw each other. It's just too bad that they never became good friends to Ichigo, seeing as his father was their superior. And I thought it was awesome slash hilarious to see Aizen back. Awesome because it's been a while since he's been up front and center. Hilarious because his final line has become such a joke within the Bleach community, and I can't believe Kuba made him say it for like the 1000th time. I don't think he was randomly thrown in there for the fangirls to get all excited. I believe he's going to play some major role in the meeting of Isshin and Masaki. Either Isshin is attacked by Aizen and his gang, or by one of their hollow experiments, which would explain why he appears to have the crap kicked out of him before Masaki arrived. The only problem I had with this chapter was the opening with Uetsu talking about the Asauchi. He says no one has ever awakened their spirit without one, basically calling out Ichigo. So then how the hell do you explain Zangetsu? He clearly awakened his Zanpakuto, achieved Bankai, and was able to defeat Aizen while standing on a completely different dimension. You're telling me Ichigo's progression as a Shinigami has been a lie this whole time because he didn't have one fucking Asauchi? I guess I just don't get where they're going with that, but anyways, just didn't like that opening because it was all shit we've heard before. We don't need to have stuff repeated for us. So overall, really fun chapter, great to see the old version of Squad 10, and Aizen is at it again with his plans. For my question of the week, do you think Aizen's plan will involve Isshin in some way, intentional or not? That does it for me this week. Remember to leave your thoughts on the chapter and answer to my question in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to see more weekly Bleach chapter reviews. And don't hesitate to head over to my Deviant Art channel or follow me on Twitter. Links to those in the description box. I'll be back next week as Isshin starts his investigation in chapter 530. Peace.